Divorce can devastate your finances, harm your children, and turn your life upside down, but only if you are unprepared. After more than 5 years helping thousands of Australian families protect their finances and their children's well-being during separation, I've learned exactly why so many people lose and how you can avoid becoming one of them. Whether you're just considering separation or you're already in the middle of one, what I'm about to share could save you thousands of dollars, protect your relationship with your children, and help you maintain your financial stability during this challenging time. Before you make any decisions that could impact the rest of your life, here's what you need to know to avoid getting blindsided in your divorce. Let's be honest about something. Most people come out of their divorce feeling like they've lost something significant. And I'm not just talking about the relationship. The first reason this happens is that people rush into separation without understanding their legal rights. When emotions are running high, it's tempting to just get it over with and agree to terms that might seem reasonable in the moment, but actually put you at serious disadvantage long term. The second major reason people lose in divorce is that they let emotions dictate their financial decisions. Guilt, anger, fear. These powerful emotions can lead to either giving away too much or fighting unnecessarily over things that don't really matter in the long run. I've seen clients agree to uneven property splits because they felt guilty about ending the relationship. I've watched others spend $20,000 in legal fees fighting over household items worth a fraction of that amount because they were angry at their ex-partner. When you're in the midst of emotional turmoil, it's almost impossible to make clear-headed decisions about your future. That's why having proper guidance, legal advice, and a structured, proven process is so important. Mistake number 1, not formalising agreements. The first critical mistake that could cost you everything is failing to properly document and formalise your agreements. Many couples verbally agree about dividing assets, parenting arrangements, or ongoing financial support. They shake hands, maybe write something down on a piece of paper and assume that's enough. But here's the reality. Informal agreements leave you constantly looking over your shoulder, never feeling truly free or at peace. We recently worked with a couple who had separated 5 years earlier and thought everything was settled. They'd sold their property, divided the proceeds, agreed verbally on parenting arrangements, and moved on with their lives. Unfortunately for this couple, because the settlement was never made legally binding, it left the door open for one party to make a claim against the other's business, which had grown significantly since their separation. The second mistake that can seriously impact your financial future is failing to identify all assets that should be included in your settlement. Many people don't realise that assets that are both jointly owned and solely owned all form part of a financial settlement in a separation. Many people don't realise that assets that are both jointly owned and solely owned all form part of a financial settlement in a separation. Many people also don't realise that assets previously owned before the relationship or after the separation must also be included in a financial settlement. If you don't know what to look for, you could be missing out on assets you're legally entitled to. I worked with a couple who reached agreement on a financial settlement but did not take into consideration property that had been previously owned or company-owned shares by one of the parties. Discovering later that you missed out on significant assets often leaves a lingering resentment and regret that can haunt you for years. The next mistake is a common one, but it's worth paying attention to. It can have lasting effects and may be something you wish you'd handled differently down the track. The third mistake that regularly costs people thousands is trying to save money by avoiding professional legal guidance. I understand the temptation. Legal services can seem expensive, and many people think they can navigate the system themselves to save money. But this approach often backfires spectacularly. I've seen countless couples who tried to use generic online templates or DIY approaches only to have their applications rejected by the court or to discover years later that their agreements weren't properly structured or enforceable. Paul, a father of two, recently came to me after spending over a year trying to finalise his own consent orders. His application had been rejected 3 times by the court, and each rejection meant starting almost from scratch. Every rejected court application or improperly filed form isn't just lost money, it's additional months trapped in stress, frustration, and conflict. The family law system is complex for a reason. It needs to account for countless different situations and circumstances. Getting proper advice isn't an unnecessary expense, it's an investment in your future security. So how do you protect yourself and ensure you get a fair outcome from your divorce? Based on my experience, guiding thousands of Australians through separation, here are the crucial steps. First, use a structured mediation process instead of traditional approaches. Mediation focuses on finding solutions that work for both parties, rather than treating separation as a battle where one person has to lose for the other to win. This approach typically results in more sustainable agreements, lower costs, and less emotional damage to ongoing relationships, which is particularly important if you have children together. Secondly, ensure you get legal advice before you make an agreement. Understanding where you stand legally gives you confidence and prevents you from agreeing to terms that don't represent a fair outcome. At Simple Separation, we provide a mediation structured process with separate, independent legal advice for both parties so you can confidently achieve a fair outcome without the costly legal letters and accumulating hourly legal bills. Third, ensure all your agreements are properly documented and legally binding. While things may be amicable now, relationships can change over time. Having proper legal documentation in place provides clarity, certainty, and protection, allowing you to move forward with confidence and peace of mind. At Simple Separation, our service is tailored for everyday cooperative couples, providing a faster, more respectful and affordable pathway to separation and divorce. Unlike many traditional law firms that charge by the hour and sometimes complicate things to keep clients spending more, we work with independent law firms who support the mediation process and are focused on helping couples reach a more amicable and fair settlement. We work with both people together instead of taking sides. That means less back and forth, lower costs, and a quicker, more respectful process. And don't worry, both of you still get your own legal advice from an independent lawyer along the way. Divorce doesn't have to leave you financially or emotionally drained. With the right guidance and approach, you can protect what matters most and move forward with confidence. If you're facing separation or divorce, book a free 30-minute consult using the link below this video. One of our separation consultants will listen to your specific situation and explain how we work and help you decide if we are the right pathway for your situation. We'll walk you through our fixed fee service packages and flexible payment options so you know exactly what to expect with no surprises. Remember, the decisions you make during separation will impact your financial future and family relationships for years to come. Choosing the right pathway can make all the difference in how your separation unfolds. The wrong one can lead to unnecessary stress and even turn your life upside down. Thank you for watching. I'm Christina Salvo from Simple Separation, and I'm committed to helping Australians separate respectfully, quickly, and affordably. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more guidance on navigating separation and divorce. And if you know someone who might benefit from this advice, please share it with them. It could make all the difference during a challenging time in their life.